What screams I'm very insecure? Constantly wedging humble bragging into conversations. Automatically assuming negative intent. Egg. You friend didn't pick your call? F her. She's trying to avoid me. I don't care about her anyway. Had a friend who, while I took a nap, texted me. I noticed you didn't share your chocolate bar with me at lunch. Are you mad at me? Are we even friend anymore? 2 hours later, I guess I have my answer. I had an ex-girlfriend who was once all my mom is mad at me and I don't know why and it's horrible. Me, really? What happened? GF. I called and she didn't pick up and she hasn't called me back. I can't believe she is this angry with me. Me, are you sure? Maybe she has just been busy. GF. No. She won't call me back because she is angry at me. You don't understand. 3 days later, next time we are talking, long distance relationship long, before unlimited talk and text. Me, so have you talked to your mom? GF. Yeah, she called me last night. Why? Me, that's good. Do you know why she was mad at you? GF. What are you taking about? She wasn't mad at me. I don't know why you'd think that. Me. I mostly see this at work. People who are in upper management and treat people like garbage just because they can. Being unnecessarily mean, rude or bitter to people. Treating new employees like garbage just because you're threatened they might take your job someday. I learned that the best way to get to know someone was to give them power and see what they do with it. Used this technique before promoting people. I would give them a project and put them in charge to see how they worked with the people under them. If they were assholes, I could address it. If they did well, I could promote them. This is a self-roast, but I think I degrade myself just to hear others deny it. Is that insecure? I do this, and I definitely think it comes from a desire to get ahead of it. Like, if I put myself down first, then how badly can it hurt if someone agrees? It's created a cycle of almost compulsive negative self-talk that I'm trying to deprogram. Lifestyle creep. Constant fishing for compliments when around people. Egg. I'm so chunky is a direct way to get someone to tell you that you look great. Trying to dominate conversations, not to be confused with just being a charismatic person. I know a guy who will talk forever, on and on about something that may or may not be interesting to anyone but him in the first place. If anyone has something else to say that leads to a small tangent or participation of other people in the room, he becomes visibly annoyed and will bring it back with an anyway at the earliest opportunity and continue ranting. I don't like him. Edit. A lot of people are saying that they feel like they are this person. Just to clarify, it's not just the fact that he talks a lot and tends to be ranty that annoys me. Some people just have very active brains and sort of runaway thought patterns, if you will, and I get that. It's the fact that he seems offended that anyone would dare steal his conversation spotlight and want to participate that screams insecurity. When people have and insist on constantly checking on their so via some tracking app on their phone. It's one thing to have it and use it in case of emergency, but using it while out with your friends to make sure he's actually at work is creepy and super insecure. I trail run my boyfriend mountain bikes. We often go solo, especially when we are training for an event. Thanks for mentioning the emergency bit. When I mentioned we share locations, people get weirded out and call us stalkers. But the one time I have an emergency, I don't want it to be the time I forgot to turn it on. It was super handy this weekend when we were at the Baltimore Running Festival. Made it super easy to find each other after our events since the cell network was overloaded and calls were going right to voicemail. I found that a lot of people on Twitter that feel the need to post about how great of a person they are and they have nothing but good intentions are usually the most toxic people I've seen. It's like they are trying to convince themselves. I also notice that the things they write about themselves are the kind of things you should let other people say about you. It's just tacky. I used to be very insecure, so I'll go from my own experience. Lying about something to seem cool. It's very obviously a signal of insecurity because they don't like who they are now. I have a brother who does this. He's so insecure about whether people see him as an idiot that he's getting his PhD so he can officially be the smartest person in the room wherever he goes. Almost verbatim. Dude lies pathologically about the dumbest shit. When you question yourself, do they actually like me, or are they pretending to? Or when you think you're gonna bother other people if you talk to them. Edit. Jesus Christ. I wasn't expecting so many replies. I hope you all are doing great. In college I had a friend who seemed to believe that everyone in our friend group was just pretending to like him, or just tolerating him. He seemed to believe this, because occasionally he would pick up on subtle signs of irritation towards him. What he didn't understand is that even if you are good friends with everyone in a group, that doesn't mean that no one in the group will find you annoying from time to time. Just for him, one day I pulled him aside and got out a pen and paper. I created what I called the tilt web. I wrote everyone in this friend group's name on the paper, forming a circle of names. Then I proceeded to draw arrows between names. I said each arrow represents that the person who the arrow is pointing to is sometimes slightly annoyed by the person the arrow is drawn from. All 10 people on the group, except one, had at least one arrow to and at least one arrow from them. The problem with this kind of insecurity is that they won't believe someone if they are simply told that they are fine. They understand that if someone doesn't really care about them, it's still a lot easier to tell them that they are fine, even if they aren't. Now that we have both graduated, he mentioned that he hasn't forgotten me drawing that web, and that it was a lot more meaningful to him than me just telling him that he is fine. Just not shutting up about yourself. Constantly lifting yourself up and comparing yourself to others while pushing them down. Also, constantly putting yourself down and comparing yourself to others. People who always have to one-up you in everything. If you tell a story, they have a better one. If you buy something expensive, they have to be something even more expensive. Some people's whole life is trying to win some non-existent competition. Those are the same type of people who go $75,000 into debt just to impress the neighbors who don't give a shit anyways. Or those people who post on Facebook those quotes that are like, "Don't worry about those who talk behind your back, they're behind you for a reason." Or they tag themselves into any and every place, including the doc/hospital/somewhere personal. Then when someone asks if they're okay, they reply with, "Don't ask Hunzuxux." So basically, people who live their lives through very active social medias, I suppose I'm trying to say. Eater as of Monday 12:25 US Eastern Time. To add some details/clarification, I get using it to inform people or to socialize if one's sick, or to look for emotional support. That's probably a lot easier than calling a bunch of people. It gets weird when they then want privacy after posting it on social media, or when they're asking friends for medical advice on urgent/emergency situations when they have good health insurance. Original post. I've always thought the hospital thing especially weird. Also weird. I have symptom of something which may require an ER or urgent care visit. What should I do? Maybe go to the ER or urgent care? These are people with health insurance, mind you. I can see posting to see if anyone else has had X symptom or condition, or what questions to ask your doctor. One-upping people constantly in conversations, or bragging about how much better you can do something than others can, which is a much better comment than yours was. Women that guard their men like a soldier. I was leaving an abusive relationship. My friend offered me a place to stay. The hitch was, if she wasn't there and just her husband was, I had to leave. I got a hotel room. Not dealing with that. I had a coworker, 20, who used to stay with her aunt because her parents wanted to travel for a year. She wanted to leave so bad because the aunt did not want her home. If only the husband was home. The most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. People whose self-esteem is so low that they can't stand the sight of people with high self-esteem, so they will try to break down anyone they perceive as more successful than them. When a group of this type of people comes together, a major crab bucket mentality arises, and they will target people perceived as highly competent or successful for bullying, gossip, false rumors, and other things that should have been wiped out after elementary school.
Thank you for watching only on Reddit. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment about the most interesting story. And hit the bell if you don't want to miss any videos. Until next time.